I'm Jason Hoffman, and my goal is to help you have the confidence to just press go live. My list of the top 5 best products I used in 2022. These are the products that were always at an arm's length. They were always in my travel bag for streaming setups. These are the things that I came to rely on in 2022 when it came to live streaming. Now, I'm going to do an honorable mention before we get into that top 5 list, because there were a few things that didn't make the list, but I thought, you know what, I do rely on these things. And the first in that honorable mention category is, you didn't think I wouldn't, it's the reusable zip tie. I always talk about these things. You know I love the reusable zip tie for setting up my live streams, my mobile live streams when I'm going to a venue to be able to run a live out of that place. The reusable zip tie is incredibly important to me. Hardware-wise, I'm going to say honorable mention is going to be the ElecJet graphene-infused battery bank. And the reason this is one of the things that I rely on in my live stream is because it recharges in 27 minutes. From zero to completely recharged, or from drained to full, is 27 minutes. I have timed it. It's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, and I've timed it less than 30 minutes to get from drained and unusable to completely 100% charged with its included fast charger, which means I can recharge this battery to run whatever battery powered units I have for a live stream. I can recharge it between games. I can recharge it at halftime. Honorable mention, ElecJet 10,000 milliamp graphene infused rechargeable battery pack. And the third piece that I have in my honorable mention category is going to be Speedify. And that's a piece of software. Some of the things on my list are software. Some of the things on my list are hardware. This one, honorable mention, Speedify, for bonding our internet connections to get a much more stable, usable upload speed. And the way I'm going to bond them is I'm going to run output from my Inseego MiFi hotspot. I'm going to run that through an Ethernet cable to the USB-C jack on my iPad, and I'm going to have an Ethernet connection between my hotspot and my iPad. I'm also going to run data through my SIM card on my iPad, so I'm going to have access to both of those internet connections so that I have a more usable upload speed. Now let's get to the list. Number 5. The 5th thing on my list turns out to be this ShiftCam travel pod tripod. This little package is going to fold out and become an almost 5-foot tall tripod. Makes it very portable, makes it very usable. It's sturdy. This is one of my favorite devices that I've used in 2022. Number 4. The 4th favorite is my Inseego MiFi hotspot. A lot of folks will try to go ahead and stream just using their cell phone, just using the device data on their iPad. And that's a good place to start. It works, but it's not exactly what we're looking for. It's not going to give us all that we want upload-wise. In every test I've ever run, a MiFi hotspot has always given me a better upload speed. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why internet companies will give this more than they'll give my cell phone, but in my experience, they do. And so to be able to use this, it does produce data out through its USB charging port. I can adapt that to an Ethernet cable and run it into my Yolobox Pro or into my iPad, and I can stream from here wired into another device. That's a very useful feature because it's going to allow me a much more reliable connection. I talked a minute ago about Speedify. This goes with Speedify, and it is the number 4 device on my list of 5 favorite things to use for streaming in 2022. Number 3, the item holding the number 3 spot is going to be the Mevo software. Now, we'll go ahead and make mention, the Mevo hardware did not make this list. It's not one of my favorite things to go streaming in 2022. The Mevo Start is getting a little bit old in the tooth. It's still excellent, don't get me wrong. I still recommend it. I still use it. As a matter of fact, I'm still using it right now. The camera you're watching me on is a Mevo Start, and I'm recording with it. I also have a couple of iPhones I'm recording with as well, but the reason I'm able to do that is because of software. And the Mevo software in the last few months has taken leaps and bounds forward. I'm very excited for what's ahead of us in the software that Mevo is producing. The features are rich. The quality is what we've come to expect from Mevo. I am excited about Mevo software, and looking back, it was one of the most valuable pieces of software, pieces of equipment that I used in 2022. Number two, the number two item that I have on the list is the Yolobox Pro. And this is one that was unexpected. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect this to be all that it has turned out to be. Now, its ability to run 3 HDMI inputs, another USB input, Ethernet jack. You're going to be able to run through this USB-C port an exterior hard drive if you need to hold your pre-roll, your local video files on a local drive. You can run it through the USB port. You've got mic in and line in. You also have a headphone monitor here. This, hardware-wise, is an incredible piece of equipment. Software-wise, they have been releasing software updates just as fast as anybody else on the market, and so the features that Yolobox Pro can offer us for a self-contained encoding, recording, streaming, overlaying, all in one type of device, they're all there. And they do a fantastic job of making your live stream production all contained in one console right in front of you. All you have to do is wire your cameras, wire your mics, and you're setting on go. But now that takes us to the number one spot in our list. And the number one spot in our list would probably not make the number one spot in yours. And I understand it's unique for me, but it absolutely holds the number one spot. And it is my iPhone, which, by the way, I am recording on right now, so I can't show you my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I also have an iPhone 11 Pro Max that I use as a backup camera, which we are also recording on. But because of the way it folds into all of the other pieces of my list, it has to be at the top. And here's what I mean. I can run the Mevo software on my iPhone. I can do live call-in to the Yolobox Pro from my iPhone. The iPhone actually mounts to the top of my ShiftCam travel pod. Let's see, there it is. Built in, right? Okay, so that holds my iPhone, and I can set up, point it at me, and go live to whatever platform I want to go live to just right quick. The iPhone would let me edit video if I so got into a bind or I needed to edit video on my iPhone. All of the things can be done through it. I don't have to have anything else to go live with the iPhone. I can hold it in my hand, and here we go, which I still do from time to time. So that iPhone holds the number one spot. You tell me in the comments, what's your go-to device for live streaming in 2022?